drivers are door to door as they head towards turn 1 and 2. They make contact around both of them go.
Incredible race out there tonight, drivers. Thank y'all so much for putting on such a great show for these fans. There was side-by-side action, clean, good, hard racing. Thank y'all so much for what y'all did for these fans. And give them a wave as you come down the front straightaway.
Yep. Evan, he'd get on that when I first started letting him cut. He'd get on that. That thing would go like 24 mile an hour.
Jesus.
And he'd get on that sucker and he'd cob it back. You've seen bouncing across the yard. I got 3 ball spots. He's bouncing across the yard. I'm like, I ain't saying nothing to him.
I still do it sometimes if I'm bored.
Hey, I did it one time with a tractor. Just like was digging, moving dirt. I didn't realize like how much weight I had out there in that bucket full of dirt, and it hit a bump. And it about ejected me off that joker. The only thing that held me on was I held onto the steering wheel and pulled myself back down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was rough. You forget that them things don't have suspension or nothing. They won't absorb a bump.
They won't.
You've got to.
I drive the Trackco tractor skid steer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you're going to learn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dump truck.
Put him on it. I'll get in dump truck, bring it over here to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let him load the truck, all that with Trackco. So. You gotta learn somehow. That's how I learn.
Hey, play with real Tonka toys.
That's where my grandpa was too. He had a backhoe and a bulldozer, and we go out there digging up stumps. He'd be like, "You want to do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd do it a little while." And I'd be like, I'm kind of bored now. You can take back over."
Yep.
No. Well, everybody, if you haven't heard already, we're already talking to Evan and Andrew Johnson. It's great to have him on the show. Welcome back to another episode of the From the Tower podcast. I'm your host, Tim Parker, and Logan here with me as always. Yeah. Guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing real good.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. We once we kind of sat down, we talked about this a couple of times, and we talked about the podcast, and it's been almost 2 years since we've been working to get this podcast going. And I mean, no bias or nothing, but one of the first people we wanted to get on was Evan. I mean, he's just a very incredible young talent. And well, first we want to get to the stories first. Let's get to the stories first.
I will say, Evan is just a testament of the stepping stones of the track too.
Right.
He's one of the kids that started in Mighty Mites to begin with, worked his way all the way up to now Legend Cars, and so it shows the process of working your way up that ladder and how successful you can be.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, started go-karts at 5 years old and run those for I think 3 years, and then we done the go-karts and the bando for 2 years, and he finally said, "Daddy, that's too much."
Mm-hmm.
So then we decided to park the go-kart and just steadily concentrate on the bando, and then done the bando, and then tried the bando and the Legend back at February and Winter Nationals, and we run 1 week at Winter Nationals, and he says, "Daddy, that's too much." Okay.
Yeah,
that's a lot of racing.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a lot on the little one
for sure.
Andrew's racing background has also helped us here at the track a lot too. You were medic for a long time for us, and we used to start the Mighty Mites over in turn 4. And you were the one that kind of pointed out to us that they can't see the flag whenever we were, because they're trying to crane their neck around, stuff like that. So, maybe that's the reason we painted that line blue, kind of go along with y'all's cars. But that's the main reason we start the Mighty Mites right there at the flag stand now, was because you came to us with that suggestion to do it a little bit different, and it's helped out a lot.
And we've done a lot of changes here at the track. I mean, Evan was some of the instance, because a lot of people don't know it, but he's colorblind. And
really, I didn't know that.
For his first couple of years, he didn't realize what the flags were, and we had to study the lights, where the lights was at. So this light means slow down, this light means wide open, and then the same thing with the flags, because we had to ask him, what color does this look to you, and he'd tell us like, that's not where close to it is. So we had to work through those challenges.
So with that being said, has the new lights been a challenge for you, with them just being a singular box and not, stacked?
Well, after the bando and stuff, I know the lights now. I done got used to them, so I don't have a problem anymore. But the new ones are definitely brighter than the old ones.
Yeah. Has it been? Can you see the colors clearly whenever they do change, or is it something like you, Andrew, where you have to kind of tell him on the radio?
I'm instantly.
Okay.
Caution.
They're more visible for sure for the spotters and everything. I just didn't know how that kind of played into effect with.
And one thing that we've gotten that they use at other tracks, we might eventually get it here. Race receiver is what we use for the race receiver, but they actually have a light receiver, and that's what we have in the Legend car and the bando for when we travel.
Okay.
Because if there's a caution, it's constantly blinking.
Mhm.
But when the track's green, it's not on.
It's solid.
It's green for about the first 10 seconds,
Mhm.
and then it turns off, so it's not blinding you.
Right.
So it's green when they drop the green flag and the race starts, and then immediately when the caution comes out, as soon as he flips the switch in the tower or whatever, that starts flashing.
Gotcha.
So that's helped him out because it's right here on the A post.
Mhm.
So it's right there in his vision, and there's no way to miss it. So
Okay. Yeah,
it works good for him.
I've seen those. I know, bringing in these lights are Receiver brand, the ones that we have now. So that was a big step that the track did this year, was bringing those in for the safety aspect and the vision and everything. And they have 6 total. We only have the 4 out there that we use. But I want to say it does integrate. We just haven't brought it in yet.
Okay, I might have to charge ours up because we got a couple of them and bring them, just see if it works with your system.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd
it'd
be pretty cool to try out.
Yeah, for sure. And it might be something good for us to mandate with the, especially the bandos, stuff like that, because I feel like there's been a couple incidences this year where they haven't seen the caution lights and still wide open, wound up in a wreck. So
I think their judgment, their reaction time probably could be a little better if it was flashing inside the car or whatever. So,
yeah, definitely gets. Well, I mean, it's just the safety lights, the dummy lights we called them on the gauges was there to get your attention. As soon as it lights up,
that's right,
brings your attention to it. So
yeah, sure. And another challenge, like because we traveled a bunch with racing, and with him being colorblind, we'd go to like new tracks. Well, he's used to this one, so we'd have to walk around the track, and I would show him and tell him like which light is on, because sometimes you go to tracks, the red, green, yellow light, they're turned sideways, or sometimes they're vertical.
Right.
So we got to go to every track we go to. We walk around it.
Yeah.
That way he's familiar with it and knows what to look for.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that about you at all. So I mean, it's got to be a great challenge. But he's actually overcome that very well, I would say. But let's kick it back a few years, Andrew. You started racing years ago. How did you get into racing, and where did you get your start?
I started in go-karts. Back then, that's when dirt carts was real big, because there were several tracks around here, and then done that for a while, and then prepping tires and tire chemicals and all that. I was ruining so much clothes, and my wife's like, we just got married. I was like, I'm still gonna keep racing, but the tire chemicals and the tire treatment, all that. She's like, no, it's got to go. So that's when I switched, jumped over into a legend car. Done the legend car, and then I was running a bomber and sportsman for a little bit, and then kind of moved from there, from a legend car to a truck. And then once he got old enough to start racing, I just kind of put my stuff to the side. I enjoy it more, working on his stuff. Out there every day in the shop working on his stuff. Me and him get to do all that together. So I enjoy spending more time in the shop working on race cars with him.
Yeah.
Versus me getting behind the wheel.
Right. Yeah. And then so obviously you pass that over to Evan, and the passion is there. You can see it. Evan, how much do you enjoy working on race cars with your dad and learning from him?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's just sometimes I don't like scaling the car at all, because sometimes I gotta go in the car, out, in, out. It's just, it gets kind of tiring sometimes. So that's the only thing I really get bored about that.
I was going to say, I think I remember a Facebook post you posted maybe a year or so ago. He fell asleep in the car. Oh, okay. It's been a few years ago.
Yeah. Asleep, go-kart and the bando.
Yeah.
That was his comfort spot.
You're just sitting there waiting.
That just shows you how comfortable that seat is and how well it fits him.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. See, Bobby always sat in the car, and all I had to do was bring him beer, and so he wouldn't get out.
Yeah.
He made me roll it on and off the scales, turn all the numbers, and do all that stuff.
That's right.
He'd be like, "I'm not getting out. Bring me another beer."
Yeah. That's right. And with him working on the cars and stuff, helping me so much in the shop, he knows the fundamentals, just the ins and outs of everything. So it helps me tremendously, because when he's on the track or whatever, he tells me what it's doing and comes back in, and he's like, I got too much camber in it. It won't snap loose in the corners. Okay. And then he gets in somebody else's car and says, put 3/4 in the right rear. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you ask him, how tight is it? Put me around in the right rear. Okay. So it helps him being in the shop, knowing all about it, and then the fundamentals. And
it's different when you see those percentages on the scale and what they do to change and affect the drivability of the car, for sure. I wasn't driving, but I could. We had a super stock that I could watch it on the racetrack, and I'd be like, all right, come in, I'm gonna do this, and send him back out there, and it would make a positive change on it. So definitely makes a big difference.
That's right.
Well, Evan, obviously the Legend car is one of the fastest cars you've driven so far. Are you having fun in the Legend, or are you kind of ready to move on to something else? What you looking forward to?
I'm having really fun in the Legend car. Just I'd like to do like the Pro Truck and the Legend car at like the same time. I think that would be really fun. So hopefully I'll get to try that soon.
Now, Dad, what do you think about running Legends and Pro Trucks in 1 year?
I told him the other day. I said, "You're gonna have to start sweet talking some sponsors.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get that gift of gab somewhere and start talking. Start just walking up to somebody, everybody shaking their hands. Hey, give me some money.
Right.
I tell you, who you can take some lessons from is Patrick Mockowitz. He has got a sponsor list this long.
Yeah.
Whenever we did his featured driver earlier this year,
Yeah.
I about got a cramp having to list them all. So if you need help with how to talk to him, apparently he is the one to go to.
He's got a buddy that lives in South Carolina. Y'all might have heard. He's got his own YouTube channel. You might have heard of him. His name's Camden Truitt.
Yeah.
Killer Cam.
Yep.
That joker right there. If he don't make it in racing, he'll be a heck of a car salesman or whatever else it might be. 'Cause he's got the gift of gab and he can talk to anybody. I mean, he's got videos like interviewing Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, just like we're sitting here talking.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some people are just
it's
boring.
crazy.
It is crazy the difference in personalities. It's kind of like Cole Denton. Whenever he was here, he talked to you like a grown man. Whenever he was just talking about his race car and stuff like that. So it's just, I guess everybody's a little bit different in their personality.
Yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah, we're trying to work with Evan, just trying to get that people interpersonal skills, being able to talk to different businesses and stuff like that. So it'll come with time.
Oh yeah, and it's better to work on it now.
That's
you
right.
know, I first time I had to do any kind of public speaking or anything was at the drivers' meetings here.
Oh,
Dude, hey, if you'll notice, still to this day, I have my book because I'll make eye contact with somebody and completely lose my train of thought, and it's like I need to talk about something safety related.
That's right.
Gloves and neck braces are required at all times.
Go back to the fundamentals.
Yep, that's right.
Well, I'll say as far as racing families go, I mean, you guys are all in.
Yep.
Every race night here, at least, we can see you're on one side, you got the headset on, spotting, and then on the other side, Mom's down in turn 4 or wherever she's sitting recording. I mean, it's a family affair when you guys come to the racetrack.
Yep.
And we always talk about how family is such a huge thing in racing. And I mean, I don't know how many videos I've seen of Evan just finishing great and just running and jumping in Dad's arms. I mean, that's just a beautiful picture.
Right.
And I know you love that.
It melts my heart. I mean, I love every bit of it.
It makes every bit of it worth it, doesn't it?
Every bit of it worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine traveling as much as y'all do and doing all that. And he just gets behind the wheel and he picks it up so fast. I mean, I think that's just a true testament to just, again, the family affair of you guys just being behind him and supporting him.
Yep.
So how many different tracks have you raced in the Legend car this year?
Auburndale, here, Huntsville, Atlanta. I think that's it.
Yep. Cool.
Okay. Out of those 4, which one's been the most challenging to kind of adapt to? I'm sure you raced all those in the Bando as well, most likely, but which one, adapting from the Bando to the Legend, which one's been kind of the biggest challenge?
Definitely. Here's really hard in Atlanta. Like, it's a lot different compared to the Bando and the Legend.
Okay. Is it a little bit harder to get the power down with it being so flat?
It's just you gotta be like so perfect on braking to be able to be fast.
Okay.
So it's pretty hard.
Okay. But obviously you found success there. I'm pretty sure you won one of the Thursday Thunders. 2 of them? Okay.
2 in the Charger series, right?
Yeah. And then just, let's speak on it real quick. 228 Motorsports has been dominant.
Yep.
Pretty much. They know whenever y'all are there.
The Van Cleef boys have been representing pretty good when they go to Atlanta.
Yeah. It's been something beautiful to see, all the Facebook posts of y'all 1, 2, 3 up there.
That's right. Yeah, we've had several 1, 2, 3s, and it's been reversed. Evans won a couple, Bryce has won a couple, and Cam's been right there in the mix the whole time. Bryce is pretty much running the whole Thursday Thunder event up there, so he's actually leaving, I think, Thursday morning, going back to this NASCAR weekend up there this weekend.
Actually, I talked to him Yesterday. He's leaving tomorrow.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, so we made the whole series last year. We
Mhm.
run every Thursday Thunder, and that's a lot because I mean it's 6 hour drive, and I would work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday 10 hours. I'd leave work Wednesday evening, drive up there, get a hotel room,
Yeah.
race Thursday, then turn around, drive home Thursday night, and then I'm back at work at 5 o'clock Friday morning. And so it was a lot to make all 10 races
Yeah.
during the summer.
I know we were kind of talking about, you possibly doing something next year with something like that, leaving a car in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Did you have a bando that you left up there last year to make it a little bit easier on you?
Last year we didn't
Okay.
because we was still bouncing around a bunch, racing all kind of tracks.
Gotcha.
Because like I said earlier, we raced 52 races last year.
That's incredible.
So we was all over the place. We was pretty much at a racetrack every weekend. But the 2 years prior to that, we did leave a car up there, and it was just convenient to
hmm
jump in my little F-150 instead of dragging the big trailer and dually and all that. So it was convenient. Just we like the Clampets.
Right.
Yeah.
Threw everything we could in that F-150,
Yeah.
and we struck out. And then we unloaded everything, and then you got people watching. You're like, well, how did they get all that stuff
Mhm.
in that truck? But I mean, it worked.
It's practice.
We took everything that we needed, and what we didn't need, they had parts there, so we was able to buy what we needed. But that helped out a lot, especially on fuel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not having to tow a trailer
Tow
back
a
and forth.
trailer back and forth.
That's a long trip for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. Especially pulling all that racing equipment.
hmm
Well, we were talking about before we started recording. You guys do a bunch of traveling. Y'all like to travel. I would like to know how many of the 50 states have y'all been to so far between racing and family stuff.
Oh man, as far as family stuff, I couldn't count that up.
Really?
That'd be a
Yeah.
Caroline question there. She's our world traveler. But far as racing, I guess it's been Florida, here, with 2 tracks in Alabama, 3 tracks in Georgia, which is Cordele, Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then
Then we go to Lanier.
we went to Lanier.
Yeah.
We went to Lanier and raced, and then they closed it down mid-season.
Mm.
Okay.
So we did make a couple races there, and then Charlotte, Nashville, and then Bando Nationals 2 years ago was in was Hawkeye Downs in Iowa.
Okay.
So that was a 18-hour haul there. So.
Whew, man, 18 hours. I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine 18 hours of travel.
Yeah. That's a couple days, I'm guessing, to
Yep.
get up there.
And then hotel here and hotel there.
That's right.
Jeez. I mean, obviously you're making it happen for him. And I mean, Evan, I would assume the goal is NASCAR. Is that kind of what we're shooting for, or are we just enjoying racing until it is what it is?
I'm gonna try to make it to NASCAR. If not, I'm gonna see if I can race like part-time late models or something. But I'll try my hardest to get to NASCAR. So.
I told him, I said, if you ever make it big in NASCAR, I said, I ain't turning no more wrenches.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I said, I'm not even driving your bus.
Yeah.
I said, you can fly me to the racetrack to watch.
Exactly.
I'm not working on nothing.
Repay all those years.
Dad's gonna sit back and drink a glass of sweet tea
That's
and
right.
just watch everything
That's
happen.
right.
Well, and it sounds like, if the driving thing doesn't work out, you'd be a heck of a crew chief,
That's
so.
right.
Yeah.
There's always the fallback, Kel Gale's doing it right now.
Yeah.
Made it to trucks, ran a couple of years, and now he's been Rhodes crew chief, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep,
Yep,
done
at
real
Thor
good doing
Sport.
that.
Yep.
Real good.
Yeah. So it's, you can't always be the driver. Sometimes
Nope.
you got to be the man turning the wrenches.
That's right. That's a fact.
Well, Andrew, have you
That's
thought
right.
about hopping back in another car and possibly racing with
I
Evan
tell him
every now and then?
time I'm gonna buy a legend car and go out there and wreck him, and he said, "You're gonna have to catch me." I said, "Well, you always got to come back around." I said, "I can get you if you come back around."
I'll take a blue flag just to wreck you, huh?
But yeah, we've talked about it, and we got kind of talked about getting another legend car, just so we could probably leave one up in Atlanta or somewhere like that, just so we can race multiple tracks like we did with the Bando. But I got 2 trucks. I mean, I still got my old black truck, black
Mhm.
blue truck. It's still sitting there at the shop, and then I got the red truck that he's tested in a couple times. So planning on trying to make some tests at Mobile and try to maybe sneak him in one of the Saturday night races.
Yeah.
Let him start in the back, just gain some experience and
It's all about seat time.
Yep.
right,
The
some
more-
respect from the older ones. So
Yep. So.
come in, because we done the same thing. Because I was racing trucks when Grant jumped in the truck. So
Mhm.
I mean, he gained all of our respect. Him being just a young kid at the time, so he gained all the old veterans' respect, and I mean, I'd like to have the same kind of roadmap as him with Evan. Just kind of let him start in the back, just gain his respect in the truck division. So.
Well, I would. Sorry, go ahead. You go ahead.
I just feel like the starting in the back thing, a lot of people look down on it, but it's honestly one of the best ways to gain experience.
I totally agree because I mean, when we started running Mighty Mites, I mean, if you drew a good number back then, you just drew a peel, and if you drew 1 and 2, you got a good start. I mean, you out there in front, and you can just check out. So several races in, halfway through the season or whatever, he had won like 6 or 7 races, and I went to Wayne. I said, "Look, am I going to look down? Am I going to be looked down on if I just start him in the back every race?" And he said, "Absolutely not." He said, "You're not going to gain racing experience by getting out front and leading every race.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you learn how to race by passing people. So
yeah,
that's what we started doing, is letting him start in the back and just getting that experience of passing people."
Yeah, we've kind of seen that this year with some of the shake up on the dice rolls and stuff of, kids that's always running up front, and you put them in the mid pack or even at the back of the pack for a start, and they can't make their way to the front.
Struggle,
yeah.
It's a struggle, yeah.
So I mean, that experience is valuable.
It takes patience, and that's what a lot of these kids have still got to gain and learn is patience.
Patience seems to be a lost art for them with a lot of the new generation. So.
Each generation it goes less and less.
Well, everything is so much more on demand. I mean, we had to have patience to get on the internet back in our day because it took forever for it to dial up. Now it's in your hand at all times. So.
And then your mom picked up the phone and ruined it.
Oh yeah. Been dialing up for 30 minutes. Took 4 hours to download one song, and they'd pick up the phone with 10 seconds left, and it's gone.
Well, going back to respect, I will say, especially the 228 Motorsports boys, very clean, respectful driving. I mean, there's been a few races this year where it's just crossover after crossover, not even touching bumpers. I mean, it's been impressive, even with the tight fields.
I go back to last year, the race that you and Bryce had in the Legend car, and we've talked about that video several times. Never touched, side by side, crossover. Yeah.
That one night.
No, dude, I was as excited as Dale Jr. calling out a slide job up in the tower, just watching that one. I was just like, look at that car again.
Yeah. They talk about me announcing out of breath. That night I ran out of breath. Yeah, for sure. It was
definitely a good night.
But the same thing has happened in the Legend car now. Y'all, it's just, and I appreciate that from a race director standpoint of you preaching good, clean, hard racing out of your driver.
That's right.
And so it definitely is shown.
Yeah. Somebody could give this kid the bumper, and I told him, I'll give you $1,000 to just go give him the back. Will not do it. Like, come on, kid. Get a little grit to you, but he's calm, patient, and just lets it work its way.
Yeah. Generally works out in your favor too. And that's a good thing. So.
That's right.
Very mature for his age. A lot of patience for sure.
Oh yeah.
How old are you now, Evan?
I just turned 12 in January. Well, I'll say just about 6 months ago.
January 12.
Time flies by. The older you get, I'm gonna tell you.
So. We were just talking about it today. I mean, just a blink, it's gonna be Christmas.
Oh my! I nope. Don't want to talk about it.
I might as well start buying now because I'm gonna be broke if not. So.
But our biggest thing when we get in the car, I mean, you can ask him right now. I mean, he gets in the car, gets buckled in for the heat race or whatever. I say a prayer. We say a prayer together. I say a prayer with him or whatever, and then you can ask him right now. What's our number one goal? Now he's speechless. Have fun.
Have fun.
I mean, what's our goal? Have fun. I mean, that's what our goal is every time we get in a race car.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly at this level that should be the goal every time. Just have fun, gain experience, be safe, stuff like that. Try and bring it back in one piece. Especially first year in Legend, and you got multiple podiums here. I know. I feel like that win's right around the corner. Now it's a little bit harder now because you got Chase Hart, Carter Taylor.
I mean, they got 1,000 laps.
Both of them, multiple laps. And then Trace Capers came back into the mix this year. And so another great Legend car driver. So to have finished top 3 as many times as you have this year with those 3 on the track just really shows how much work y'all put in behind the scenes and how good of a driver Evan is.
And they all love Evan. Just about every race they come up just telling him, congratulating him, just giving him boost of confidence and all that. So, Carter and all of them, they're all real good, real respectful.
Yeah, it goes back to the respect thing you were talking about. He's definitely earned theirs, I feel like.
Yeah, because one of the podium finishes or whatever, I think Evan finished. It was Carter, Evan, and then Trace. Well, I got the 360 camera in the car, and it was recording or whatever. And I cut the little clip out and I sent it to Trace, and I just told him how much it meant to me. Just the words of encouragement that he was giving to Evan.
Yeah.
I just went in and just thanked him for that.
That has
I mean,
been.
because that goes a long way. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at Evan, 12 years old, and how old's Trace? I mean, mid-20s now.
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
like that.
20s. So I mean, that goes a long way.
That
When
has
you got the respect for those older drivers like that that's been in it for a while.
that has been something with the the victory lane on the front stretch. Now I've loved seeing that after the legend car races this year. The camaraderie amongst the drivers. They get out, they all shake each other's hand, they talk for a minute down there, and then they'll take their pictures, they go on about their way. But it's definitely a ton of respect and a ton of camaraderie in that division.
Right. And Evan and Carter, they text all the time. So
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Carter's actually working on one of Evan's four-wheelers now, rebuilding it for him.
Yeah. He's
So
a heck of a little mechanic from what I've heard. So he was buying parts for me at the Ford dealership last year.
Yeah.
So. That's crazy.
Well, we always talk about how some of the drivers have like their own little special fan club. The Carter running around with a bunch of kids, and it's no different for the 22A boys. I mean, y'all guys get together and y'all got a whole fan club following you around the pits.
Yep.
I'm sure it's hard sometimes finding Evan to get him in the car and get ready for a race because he's out running around with all the friends.
Not really, because he knows he is a strict rule follower.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows when he's got to be here at this time, he's going to be there at that time. So he knows what his job is when he gets to the racetrack. I mean, you race, you can have fun later. So I don't have to ever have to chase him down.
Gotcha.
That's a good thing.
For sure.
So he's always looking for me. And then he'll get Mama, call Daddy, I'm getting close.
Right.
I might be out on the track helping with a medical event or a wreck or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Call Daddy, I need him. But yeah, he's usually there waiting on me most of the time.
I got you. That's always a good thing. He's ready to get in that race car and go.
Yeah. Oh, because it's stressful if you get ready to go on track and ain't no driver to be found.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
My daughter has made one race, and it was exactly that. I went down there because I moved the Mighty Mite feature to before intermission. That way, I'd have plenty of time to take pictures, all that, and I'd get back up in the tower for the rest of the races that night. And I went down there, and the cart's sitting there. All the other Mighty Mites are lined up. I'm like, and then here comes the crew walking out of the grandstands. I'm like, where's the driver? And they go, we don't know. We thought she was with you. I was like, I am working. I told y'all this was on y'all. She was up here in the tower playing with her friends. I was like, come on, we got to go. I wound up being in such a rush trying to get her in the car that, safety was all good. I made sure that was 100%, but her steering wheel was turned whenever I put the wheel on. So whenever she went back out there, her wheel was cocked like this going around the racetrack. So it wound up pushing her neck brace up, which pushed the helmet up, and the chin bar was right in her line of sight. So she was just riding around up by the wall because that's all she could see was the wall. And I was like, oh, God, if she takes out another car, I'm going to never hear the end of it.
Daddy's fault.
Oh, yeah. Her mom was here. I was like, I'm going to get beat in front of all these people. And so, yeah, it's definitely no fun when you got to rush trying to get one ready in the car. So I feel like that's what a lot of people don't realize is how much of a checklist you have to go through as far as like making sure the belts are routed over a Hans or a Simpson, whatever you're running. Window nets, whatever you got to have, and radios, and checking that, and all the little things that you have to make sure 100% before you roll out on that racetrack.
Yeah, there for the first, I guess, probably 4 or 5 years, I guess probably 2 years ago, I guess, we had to be there to put his helmet on because of his glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to be there to put his helmet on for him every time because I'd have to grab that helmet, pull it out just so I could get over the glasses. But now he's able to do it all himself. So I'm like, man, it's kind of taking my work away from me.
I mean, I can get dressed up. I can buckle myself up now. So
took a lot off of me, but I'm like, man, he's growing up too fast.
I was going to say, he's growing up on you, Dad.
Too fast.
Yeah.
He needs to take some, Bobby needs to take some lessons from Evan. I had to put him in the car every time. So I was routing belts and I wasn't buckling him up. I wasn't going to do that. But I tell you what you don't want. You don't want Big Jason, to pull your belts tight.
Yeah.
Jason compressed my spine here one night. Oh, dude. He pulled my belt so tight in that bomber car that I was sitting there and I was like, I couldn't breathe, and I popped them twice.
Like a pretzel.
Oh, yeah, popped them twice and still couldn't breathe. I was like, oh, man. I'm going to be more hurt sitting on the grid than I would if I got in a wreck.
Yeah.
Well, I would say Evan's probably about the size of Bobby already anyway, so.
Yeah, he's getting close.
Yeah,
for sure.
Poor Bobby. Well, anyway, guys, we want to thank y'all for coming out
Yep.
and then sharing your story with us. We look forward to the future
Yeah.
for sure. It's a bright future for Evan and you guys. So what's the plan for the next few weeks? Where are we traveling to for racing anyway?
We're not sure. I mean, we pretty much live, eat, and breathe. I mean, racing. I mean, right now I got my phone playing summer shootout right now because he's got a pile of buddies in Charlotte.
Yep.
So I mean, because when he gets home tonight, they get home racetrack, they get on iRacing, and then they'll be racing all night.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Just even more seat time, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets plenty of seat time in his sim. So he'll be on that with all his buddies in Charlotte, and he's got all his friends in Atlanta. He races with. So I guess our next race, I guess it'll be here, or we might try to squeeze in a Huntsville race. Gonna catch a couple doubles at Atlanta. Doubles in Atlanta, then kind of shoot over to Nashville.
Okay.
Catch one there at Fairgrounds. Auburndale's supposed to put on a 3-day race sometime. I think they're waiting for the summer shootout and the Thursday Thunder to be over with. So some of his friends from down there, little Gerald White,
Mm-hmm.
him and his uncle,
They came
come
in-
and raced last year to 38.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were fast too.
Very fast.
They're a great family. I mean,
Honestly, whenever we put our little challenge out earlier this year, I was really hoping they would come up and get some other drivers down here, like
Yeah.
Thrasher, stuff like that.
Which I've tried to get a bunch of them down here, and they keep telling me you throw some doubles on,
Mhm.
and we'll come down. He said, but I mean, other than that, it's because we're one of the hardest tracks to get to.
Yeah.
Because it's 40. I mean, it's literally 45 minutes from my house, but everywhere else we go, it's 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's the minimum. I
Yeah.
mean, because it's 6 hours to Atlanta, 6.5 to Cordele, 6 to Huntsville, 8.5 down to Auburndale, 9 to Charlotte. So we're actually in a very hard location for racing. So I mean, that's everybody that I talk to, because we try to get a lot of the 77 speed shop guys
Yeah.
to come down, and that's what their thing is. Throw a double on, and then we'll bring 10 or 12 cars.
Yeah.
Abe and Andrew, I hope y'all are listening.
Right.
You know?
Throw some doubles out there and get it good and scheduled. And
I'm sure we can work
Cars-
something out
cars
eventually,
come.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our plan so far. Which I guess he broke the ice on Auburndale. That was his first time in a legend car,
Yeah.
and which he opened some eyes down there. Some of them guys was like, "This is our home track. We got 1,000 laps." I'm like, Evan's like, "I made 20 yesterday," and oh gosh, we could be in trouble.
Yeah.
So I mean, he got some attention down there. So gained a lot of respect from down there. But Auburndale, Charlotte, we're gonna try to. If my work schedule works out, we might try to catch the last summer shootout. We signed up, we registered for it. We just my work schedule, and then like I said earlier, we're gonna try to spend some summertime and vacation time with my daughter because we only got pretty much 2 more years with her at home before she goes off to college. So
Yeah.
next year we'll hit it hot and heavy.
Yeah.
We're at 21 races this year, 18 top 10s. So we'll probably hit 35 by the end of the season.
That's a good solid
Maybe
race year.
40,
I mean,
but
hell, that's about how many we worked this year.
Yeah.
Not-
It's a
not
Cub
50
schedule.
not 52 like last year.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it made an old man out of me real
Oh,
quick.
Ken Schrader schedule over here, 50
Right.
some races a
Yeah.
year. So
3 different tracks in a weekend. Yeah.
exactly. Well,
But I kind of asked him. Sorry, I mean I asked
Mhm.
him. I give him the option. I'll you to give him 2 or 3 tracks. Where you want to race at? So I mean I let him pick. That way I know he's most comfortable
Right.
at that track. So that's how we done it with the Bando, and then that's what I'm gonna do with the Legend car also. So
yeah, understandable for sure. So,
And it goes back to just having fun.
Yeah.
Just getting to, do family thing, have fun, drive some race cars, and see where you can go with it.
that's right.
Yeah. before you get out of here, any sponsors, people you want to thank, people you want to shout out, anything like
Go
that?
Boss man. See if you remember.
I want to thank 77 a lot. They helped me a ton, especially I gotta thank him.
He'd be walking home if we didn't think.
Yeah, got to.
Ride that line more. I'm just joking.
It goes 20 something. He get there a little quicker than most. So.
J&A Farms, my mom's photography business, Thornton and Air, kind of forgot
Racing
the
for
rest.
Pop Pop, which is that was my daddy.
Yeah.
We kind of set that up after he passed away.
Yeah, I know he was a huge part of it.
Mhm.
He was here every race.
Yep.
Didn't miss a race. So.
Yeah, that's the same way my grandpa was
And
whenever I
that's
was
one of
racing.
the reasons that I've kind of put my racing to the side because that was mine and his thing.
Right.
So that's kind of put that aside. Now it's full head of steam with me and Evan. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, the Grand T Farms, HPG Graphics, TJ Paul, he does an awesome job getting us all looked up pretty and fancy with all our decals and everything. So,
Yeah, he make the stickers.
no, Caroline actually ordered. It's crazy how everybody listens to you. You
Mhm.
get talking about stickers, and then that's the next thing it pops up on Facebook or
Yeah.
TikTok or whatever. and then-
Right.
Yeah.
So she just kind of put some stuff in and got them stickers made. So pull the stickers out,
There-
show the camera. But yeah, he's gonna start giving some of them out during fan appreciation and stuff.
I don't know
So,
if the camera can really
So-
see this.
I'll zoom in on it when I do the edit. It's
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Well, what we'll do is I've got one. We'll take a picture.
We'll take a
make
picture
sure we
of
put
it.
it.
Yeah,
in
we'll
the,
throw
in
it
the
in there
video,
for sure.
so. But yeah, no, we appreciate it. I always love a good sticker.
I do too.
I got
Yeah.
a door in my house that it goes into my game room, and I
Yeah.
told my daughter, I was like, well, look, I've always been scared to stick stickers because you might throw whatever you stuck it on away, you might lose it, something like that. I was like, we'll just sticker bomb this door, and then whenever we change houses, we'll just take the door with us.
Yeah.
And she was like, I like that idea. I was like, this will be the game room door in whatever house we go into. I was like, you can buy the house minus one door.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, I've got mine all over my gaming desk in my PlayStation 5s covered in racing stickers, and I got a Colton Murphy sticker and some other people on there. So it'd be nice to add an Evan Johnson sticker to the collection.
Yeah,
For
because
sure.
we got them plastered all over my shop. We actually started a new wall 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just pull them off a race car, pull them off something, and then stick
Slap
them
them on the
shop.
wall.
I got them plastered all over my scales, all over the wall. So
y'all got a bunch of old body panels and stuff hung up too.
I got a lot of my truck parts.
Yeah.
I got a lot of my truck parts.
Yeah.
His bando fenders and some go kart side panels and stuff like that. So
Memories. That's
Yeah.
what it is, man.
That's what
You
got,
look,
got his very first special embroidered driving suit, race suit, all it's literally that tall.
mhm.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a shadow box and all that with that for his trophy case and all that. So
Yeah, man.
memories.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Good deal. Well, guys, again, thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate it. And
appreciate it.
again, we look forward to the future for Evan and you guys. And we'll take a second and shout out our sponsors.
Thank you.
We at From the Tower want to take a second and thank all of our amazing sponsors, the two of them we have right now. The first one, OEC Workplace Solutions. They donated us a very beautiful table to do our work on, so thank you to them. Go see them for all the other office supply needs, office furniture needs. They have multiple lines of furniture and different things you need for the office setting. Make sure you reach out to them and check them out. Also, All Star Graphics, Matt Hillhouse, our racer here at SSR, does a great job with the cars on track, vinyl work, stickers, shirts, t-shirts, signs, yard signs. Has everything you need to make sure all your signage needs are taken care of. Thank you to our sponsors.
They went from the round cars to the new style stuff. Kind of similar to what they're still running today. hmm Which I like. I like the new style bodies.
I like the O'Reilly car better than I do the Cup car.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean, I get the Cup car is like durable and whatnot as far as like the body, but
I just hate the Cup car now. They went so far away from short track racing, which is what this started out as. Was, hey, we're short track racers that just made it big, and they still had 5 lugs, they still had all the regular stuff, and now they've gotten single lug and
dumb stuff.
a transverse lean or a trans system and sequential shifting and cameras and all this crap, and it's like that's not what this was.
It's not a race car.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's a GT
race
car.
car.
It's
Right.
a GT
Yeah.
car is what it
Right.
is, and so it's crazy to me that that's how far they went.
Right.
So
Hopefully they'll take it back a little bit.
mhm.
Well, Logan, we were sitting here talking about our diecast. I'll let you jump into yours real quick because yours is pretty cool.
Yeah, so I've always been a Justin Allgaier fan. I thought it was cool. He won the ARCA championship and kind of worked his way up. And so that diecast was on clearance at the Penske hauler in 2010. It's the 09 Rookie of the Year diecast and for Nationwide Series. But that went on clearance for like $40, and I thought it was really cool. And it was autographed already. And so I picked it up years ago, and I've just kind of held on to it ever since. And so it's one of the few Dodge is in my collection,
Mhm.
but it's still definitely a cool car to have in the collection.
It's very beautiful. Verizon wireless on it.
Yeah, Verizon 12 car, kind of a staple in any racing series for a long time, honestly. But it's a really cool car, a little bit different. It's not an action. It's like a Champions collectible or something.
Mhm.
A little bit different branding on it, and just a lot of detail. A really nice car.
Yeah, and we were talking about that a minute ago. How much detail is in that car versus, you know, again, we talk about diecast today, just not having much detail. So that one, very beautiful, beautifully done diecast.
Well,
It's
thank you,
even
sir.
got the radio antenna on the top,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, it's autographed by Justin Allgaier, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the classic Dodge Charger nose.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite parts is the way the Dodge Charger nose looks
I
on it.
always liked them. You know, they were a
Mhm.
little bit more boxy in the middle, but they look good. They were
Mhm.
good looking noses on those cars.
Yeah.
So,
They always look weird on the super speedways, but like going to
Mhm.
like, the intermediate tracks and they just suck to the ground. Oh
Mhm.
man, they just look sexy.
oh yeah,
And
for sure.
so for me, with July 4th being this past weekend, I brought my Bubba Wallace 2020 Warthog. It's a very, very cool paint scheme. I think it's one of my favorite paint schemes, not just Bubba, but just in general.
Yeah.
It's very beautifully done paint scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I know he ran it in 2019. He also ran it in 2020. This is the 2020 version. Only reason you can tell the difference is it's got McDonald's and Alsco where the contingency stickers are,
Okay.
and 2019 did not.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only way you can tell the difference. Plus, on the roof, it has that check it for Andretti right after John Andretti with
Yeah,
his whole
passed
cancer
away.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but the U.S. Air Force 43 of Bubba Wallace from Richard Petty Motorsports.
Yeah, beautiful car. I've always liked the Warthog cars.
Mhm.
The matte gray paint scheme with the nose and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just sick paint job, honestly. And then, honestly, that one's got a lot of detail up close.
Mhm.
With all the the faux rivets and stuff like that on there.
Right.
There's a lot of paint schemes like that the Cup guys do
Mm-hmm.
that have so much more detail when you get up close to them
Right.
than you can ever see on TV.
If you
It's
see it
wild.
in person, it's just
Mhm.
so much more to it than just a
Yeah.
gray sticker.
The few years that we were able to get like pit passes and stuff like that, it was really cool to go down there and see the difference of like in person versus on the racetrack kind of stuff.
Right.
And you could see a lot more of that detail.
Yeah. Well, two more amazing diecast. I'm still not even. I don't think a quarter of the way through my collection yet. So
Yeah, I haven't even scratched the surface of mine,
Yeah.
honestly. So
and so we'll continue on.
for sure.
Well, Logan, I'm gonna let you take the mic. A good story from this weekend, kind of how it came about and
Yeah.
what kind of happened.
So, week before last we raced at Mobile,
Mhm.
and so we had the Modifieds of Mayhem series then. Nick Rogers is race director for that. Obviously, race director for Snowball Derby, Southern Super Series. Pretty, well respected race director.
For sure.
And Stan Narrison, who's the GM of Montgomery Motor Speedway, we're both there. So I called the other races. Nick called the modified race.
Right.
And Nick actually went down with sciatica last week, and called me on Thursday. Reached out on Facebook, called him. Asked if I had any plans for the 4th. If not, would I be willing to go to Montgomery and race direct up there? And so Stan reached out on Friday, reached out to Nick on Friday again, and just kind of talked to him. And they said, yeah, for sure, we need you. And then was telling you about it, and you were like, oh, I kind of want to go too. And I was like, heck yeah, I need somebody to ride with me, keep me awake while I'm driving. And so we rode up Saturday. And great facility, kind of off the beaten path a little bit, more so than I expected.
Yeah.
Little windy road to get back to it. And,
Right.
Got to it and kind of walked around, just kind of got the lay of the land and talked to a couple people. And then we, once it got time for race time, it was a lot of people we knew.
Right.
Photographers we knew, cameramen from the different streaming services. Bill was there.
Bill Roth. Yep.
And so just Don was scoring.
Mhm.
Had worked with Don before a little bit, and so just a lot of people was like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, well, I'm filling in for Nick tonight. Well, nobody told us. I was like, "Well, not that important, I guess."
Right.
And so we just had a really good night up there. I was glad that you were there because we wound up needing a stop and go guy.
Yeah.
And you did a great job doing that. getting everybody lined up. And,
Appreciate it.
they marked tires.
Take that, Tucker.
Yeah. He didn't drop any flags.
Not one.
We marked tires for second practice, which was their control qualifying. Excuse me.
Man, tired, are we?
Man, I'm still catching up from sleep from this weekend. I wound up, whenever we got back, I was still pumped because it was such a good race night.
Right.
And everything went so well that I didn't wind up getting in bed till like 4 that morning.
Yeah.
And so, but no, we marked tires in second practice, qualifying, and then y'all did a great job making sure everybody had their marked tires on, stuff like that. And it was a really good race team,
right,
race crew working that night.
The crew was amazing.
Yeah.
I know Jason and Rock on pit lane helping me with stop and go. They were kind of doing pit steward, kind of like what you do at Mobile. They were on top of their game.
Yeah.
And sending cars down the pit road. Yeah,
and everybody knew their job. They did their jobs well. It was a really good race night. Everything flowed really well. A little bit different than what we're used to.
Right.
And so we ran 4 divisions with fireworks at the end. But we started off with the Outlaws, and unfortunately a low car count. But still a heck of a race.
Yeah.
I think it was a 35 lap race. Timothy Watson was fast qualifier.
Right.
Took up the Hard Charger Award.
Shocker.
Shocker for sure. Took up the Hard Charger Challenge Award, which was actually redeemed in every division.
Yep.
If you started at the back and you passed the most amount of cars, you could get that Hard Charger Award.
Yeah, $300 extra.
Yeah.
Per division.
It was a good amount added to the purse, and so a lot of people took him up on that. Especially Timothy.
Yep.
4-car field. You're not going back very far. I think he was starting at the back or toward the rear, anyways. And so
after the invert.
Yeah, and so with about 5 to go there, he really turned it on and drove up to the lead. Then we followed that up with the late model sportsman or late model stocks.
Late model sportsman is what they call them.
Late model sportsman, it's a late model on an 8-inch tire. I think they do a couple of rule changes to try and keep cost effective. But a stout field. I think we had 8 or 10 cars.
It was a nice little field. Yeah.
And good starts. I think the first 3 races ran green to checkered without a caution.
Yep. Wire to wire.
Yeah, and so good racing in that division. That track is very abrasive. We walked it a little bit before the racing and everything, and it was just the size of some of the marbles that was on the track was incredible.
Yeah.
And dang, sorry.
No, you're good.
No, it's hitting me hard for some reason. But no, just some of the marbles that were out there were just huge. And then, we had, you could see the groove coming off of 4.
Right.
It looked like there was tire marks down in it. And it was like, man, a lot of rubber in the groove. And then we got to watch them practice, and we could tell why.
Yeah, they were slipping and sliding
sideways.
Yeah.
And so it's a mildly banked track. It's not super high banking. Big sweeping corners, long straightaways, and a very tight racetrack.
Yeah, I would say very close to like a Martinsville, but just with more banking in the corners. Maybe like another 6 to maybe 8 degrees more than Martinsville.
Yeah, a little more sweeping corner, a little bigger corner, not quite as tight as far as that goes, but definitely very comparable to Martinsville as far as with the walls on inside and outside.
Right. And the long straightaways.
Yeah. So it made for some really good racing.
Yeah. I was telling Ashley, again, thank you to my amazing wife for letting me go with Logan to experience something new. And I've never been there before, kind of like you, never been to Montgomery Motor Speedway. But when we got there and we got out, we just kind of walked around, like you said. We walked around for an hour and a half and just getting a lay of the land, and not in a negative way at all, but it was almost like taking a step back in time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just an older, more worn out, and it's a beautiful track.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful track.
Yeah,
the area it's in, very beautiful, just countryside.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Sunny South because it was just surrounded by trees down in 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 was pretty open because that's wherever the clearing was for everybody to come in, park, and stuff like that.
Right.
But 3 and 4 was just surrounded by trees.
Right.
And so it was very beautiful setting for a racetrack.
Yeah. I do like how you have the pit gate road and then
Mhm.
you've got the grandstand road.
Mhm.
And so imagine like you coming in early and you got kids with you and you see all these open trailer race cars. I mean that gets you excited for a race night.
Yeah.
That setup is such a beautiful design
Mhm.
because one goes to the back of the pits and the other one goes around to the grandstands. Whoever come up with that, beautiful engineering work.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit different. The pit gate is actually the wall
Right.
on the back straightaway. It's a piece of Armco that swings out, and you could see it. They had a very good fastening system on it because it took a second between it being closed and it being locked.
Right.
And so it was one of those deals where it was like, okay, wait a second here, and then they get it all fastened up. And I was like, okay, cool. And so yeah, everybody just good communication. Took a couple things away from there that I'm gonna try at different racetracks down here.
Right.
As far as the communication stuff like that goes. But yeah, just really good.
Yeah.
Everything flowed really well. I think we went green with practice at 4:30 like we were supposed to. We may have been running a little bit behind on getting the night going after the drivers meeting and everything.
Right.
I got a compliment on my hair. And so,
From Emma Britt.
Yeah.
Emma Britt said you have some beautiful hair.
I know. I thought that was pretty funny. I was honestly a lot of times I will forget that I have long hair.
Mhm.
Just right now I remember because it's down on my neck. But if I have it up in a ponytail, which I do every race night,
Right.
I'll forget about it. And
Right.
she said that, and I was like, no, thank you. And so it was kind of funny, but no, we did the drivers meeting. Didn't have a lot of questions or anything after that, and rolled into the race night. Nick was already blowing me up that we were running behind. I blamed somebody else. And
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah, we had a little, we were still making schedules, stuff like that. And we were still getting them down to y'all from the tower
Right.
for stop and go and everything. And then once we got rolling, it rolled.
Yeah.
Second race of the night. I'm not great with names. I had the sheets. I forgot them at the house.
Mhm.
But second race of the night, flag to flag.
Yep. The late
good
model
racing.
sportsman.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then third race was a Crown Vics,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh man, there's 16 of them.
Yep.
It's going to be a show for sure.
Yep.
Especially that small of a racetrack, and I forget his name.
Austin Reeves
Austin Reeves.
started in the back
Yep.
in a 16 car field.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't aggressive about making his
Nope.
way to the front.
Nope.
He waited until there was opportunities. He passed 5 cars in the first lap.
Yeah. That's what I was fixing to say. Being down to stop and go right there into turn 1, they took the green flag. I was like, all right, I'm going to count how many cars he passes each lap. He come around lap 1, and it was 5 cars
Mhm.
in one lap. And I was like, that's impressive.
Oh, yeah. It was incredible. And so he passed 5 cars first lap, and then he just meticulously worked his way up to the front. And I think he was leading before 5 to go.
Yeah, he
And
waited a little bit towards the end. I mean, the last couple cars he had to get to, first, second, third, had some distance on.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot, but several car lengths between them.
The drivers who were leading first and second, they were back and forth on the lead every lap. But it was good, hard, clean racing.
Mhm.
There wasn't a lot of bumpers being used or anything like that, and it was just good racing.
Right.
And I think lap traffic played a little bit of a factor on that.
A little bit, yeah.
Not a huge factor, but a little bit. And once Austin got out front, he just
took off with it.
ran away with it.
I mean, that guy is just incredible in a Crown Vic. I mean, he
Yeah.
races multiple classes. He's a great driver, no doubt. But in the Crown Vic, he is just, it seems to be unbeatable.
Yeah.
I know he has several wins at Five Flags this year. I think that was his 3rd win at Montgomery, somebody told me. Maybe 4th, something like that.
He's been pretty dominant.
And so, man, congrats to Austin Reeves.
Yeah, then he did his burnout with the American flag. That was pretty cool.
America.
And then, sun was starting to set about that time.
Yep.
We started racing at 7. We were going to do fireworks after the Crown Vic race before the street stock race, but Stan made the call that, hey, we're going to do them at the end because the show's flowing pretty good,
Right.
Honestly, the sun wasn't down enough really
Not completely, yeah.
And so during the Crown Vic race, though, we had a fan in the infield decided to start shooting off their own fireworks. Friggin' Roman candles flying at race cars going around the track, so we had to get that shut down. And then we rolled out the street stocks. Darvin Lyons set fast time.
Yep.
And then Chad Robinson was second. They were very close together, the two Mobile guys.
Yep.
And then rolled out, Both of them took up tail end.
Right. Trying for the hard charger.
Yep, worked their way up through the pack. Kind of a chain bump effect. Somebody was in front of them. Darvin got into them, and Chad got into Darvin, and it knocked the right front hood pin out of Chad's car.
Yep.
And so the hood's flopping, and anytime something like that happens, people are going to be aware of it. And so somebody on the crew went, "Hey, I just want to make you aware that the hood's flopping on that 10." I was like, "Yeah, I'm watching it. If it gets worse, we'll see about it, but it looks like it's good. I'm not going to black flag him for it flopping. It's mainly a distraction for him."
Right.
And so kept running the race, and I think we took the white flag.
Mm-hmm.
And once Chad made his way to the lead, I forget his name, but the driver of the 32 car, he took a few shots.
He almost got there a couple times.
He did. He got to Chad's bumper several times off of 2 and got him loosened up, but Chad just had a little bit more drive off the corner to where he had a little bit more straightaway speed.
Right.
And so was able to kind of give a gap there. And I was like, man, we're going to run all night without a caution here.
Right.
And I looked up, and there was somebody backwards out of 4.
Yep.
And they're right in the middle of the track, right in the groove, coming out of turn 4. And so there's nothing we can do at that point other than throw the caution.
Throw the caution, yeah. You couldn't have raced back to the checker with that.
It was such a danger area, and it was one of those deals where I tried to wait, and it was like, all right, throw the caution. And then it seemed like as soon as we threw the caution, he fired up.
Yep.
Dadgummit. So,
right.
They revert back, do green, white checkers up there. And so anytime I go to a different racetrack, I try and do exactly what
they have
normal
done standard,
beforehand. The only difference has been is like if I'm coming in and I'm going to do it for the season, like here, I made some changes here. Mobile, I made a couple changes this year. Just, not super far off, but, things I think make the racing better.
Tweaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
a wedge adjustment, if you will.
Yeah, a little bit. Minor adjustment. Not out there with the hammer making adjustments. So, but, they do a green, white checker.
Right.
And I'll be honest, the main reason we don't do them at this racetrack is because they're kids.
Right.
I don't want them to try and run over each other on a green, white checkered kind of deal. And a lot of times at Mobile, it's once we take the white, it's done.
Right.
And that's the way it's always been there. But so we reverted back to 28 complete out of 30, and had a good, decent start. And then about 3/4 of the way down the straightaway, they wadded up. You have a little bit more insight on that than I do.
Yeah, I didn't see what started the backlog, but everybody did wad up. The 16, I think his name is Hunter Parker, hit the back of Bubba Deaton, the 55, and put him to the inside wall, right there by me. 5 feet away.
Yeah, that's the reason I said you had more insight.
Yeah, I definitely was there.
Yeah.
And he hit the wall a ton. It shot him back up into turn 1, and he caught the 08, whose name I didn't know because he didn't practice before I got down there. So I have his name on the lineup, but I don't remember what it is now.
Yeah, that's my fault.
No, but Bubba Deaton hit into him, and they went into the outside wall too, and had to get the paramedics to Bubba. I know he had some rib and some wrist stuff going on. I think they cleared him afterwards. He just had to get a check out.
Yeah, he got checked out locally. They didn't need to transport him or anything like that, which is great to hear.
Right. So, and that was the only, I would say, major incident of the night.
We went red after that.
Right.
Just because, they were parked in the middle of 1 and 2. It would have been kind of hard to navigate around them.
Right.
Especially with the walls on either side and everything. And so we had to do a little bit of track cleanup. And everybody jumped in quick, got the cleanup done. We were done by 9:15.
Yeah.
We would have been done probably by 9.
Yeah.
Had we not had that red flag.
Right.
Came back around, once track was clear and everything, we got our final restart of the night. Chad was able to pull away the 32 car. I don't know if he missed a shift or something happened.
Yeah, that last restart was not good for them.
Yeah, he the other restart, he done really good. They stayed side by side. Everything was good. But the last one, it just, he went all the way back to the back of the pack.
It almost seemed like the motor sputtered or something. It just did not have the same drive.
Yeah, and so it was a wild restart, and Chad just kind of drove away with it at that point. And then we came around, and everybody parked on the front, and they did victory lane interviews on the front for every division. And as soon as, Chad got done with his interview, the other 2 drivers got done with their interviews, they killed the lights.
Yep.
And so they took pictures and everything of the last 2, and I was on the radio with Stan. He was like, when the last one rolls, let me know. And so the last one started rolling. I said, "Hey, he's rolling." Bill said, "I'm starting the music." And they started the music, and off we went with fireworks.
Yeah.
And so it was
It was a 10 to 15 minute firework display. It was
Yeah.
impressive.
It was kind of funny. They have the office right outside the grandstands there.
Right.
Whenever we got there, we went down, found Stan right out by the office. He got us checked in, got our meal voucher for the night, which
Yeah.
was kind of cool. And got checked in, got I didn't get a radio. I forgot to grab one then. Had to go back down and get one. And then the office, like the little common area in the office, was absolutely slam packed with those fireworks.
Yeah.
And so it was a put on by Stan,
Mm-hmm.
him and somebody else maybe on the backstretch lighting them, and just a really good fireworks show.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to see, it not be hired out to professionals, something like that. There was a lot of fireworks in that room.
Yeah.
And just I'd say a very historic racetrack.
Yeah.
There was a lot of murals and memorabilia and stuff like that in the office that was really cool.
Yeah.
Old school racing stuff.
Yep.
There was body panels on the sides of buildings.
Yep. That's where I was fixing to get to. Is like all the cool. I mean, we walked through. You walk through the little tunnels to go through the stands, and then they had it hung up in some kind of little shed too. It looked like they had their equipment out there.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there looking like years of drivers. I mean, they had a Mad Dog Mike Maddox, looked like modified panel because they had the Modified Mayhem Tour. Joe Long late model panel.
Yeah.
They had an Augie Grill late model panel. They had a JoJo Wilkinson late model panel, and several others we just didn't recognize. Here, it's just drivers from Montgomery
There was
itself.
a 30 car.
There was a 30 panel on the wall.
So.
But yeah, it was just a fun time, man. And thank you again for letting me go with you.
Yeah. I can't thank Stan and Nick enough for having the confidence in me to want me to do it. And just, thankful for any and every opportunity I get in this sport. I'm just a kid from Grand Bay that his dad and grandpa raced, and now we get to do some great things with it. And I'm always thankful for everything that happens. Made a big Facebook post about it, tagged a bunch of people in it just to make sure they knew how appreciative I was of it.
Right.
And just a great night.
Yeah.
Great night of racing. That's probably one of the happiest I've been at the end of a race night in a long time, just because everything went smooth. The track crew was incredible, and I'm not saying that our guys down here are not. It was just you go to a new place like that, and I was nervous.
Yeah,
not gonna lie. Yeah, and I didn't want them to know I'd never seen that racetrack before.
Right.
So I didn't say anything to anybody until after the races.
Right.
And so, but I was nervous going up there, and then just super warm welcome from everybody on the track crew.
Very receptive.
Yeah, and so I kind of expected a little bit of pushback,
right,
from not only maybe the track crew, but the drivers. Somebody that they've never seen before shows up in an MIS shirt, and they got to listen to them now. But no, everybody was super helpful, super receptive. Everything we did, everything we said, they took seriously, and they did it without question.
Yep.
And I obviously tagged the track and the Stan and Nick in the post, and a lot of the drivers commented on it, were super appreciative of us coming up there. A lot of the track crew were super appreciative.
Yep. They want us to come back.
Yeah, I know.
They're just like, hey, y'all should come back.
Yeah.
If we can, we will.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, we race every other weekend.
Right.
Or every weekend.
Right.
Pretty much. And so if we get a free weekend and they're running, I'm definitely down to ride back up there.
Yeah. It was a very, very fun time.
Yeah, for sure.
Enjoyed it. It doesn't make work seem like work.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we talked about it a little bit, while we were sitting there watching fireworks. Like, the life we live is crazy.
Yes.
And we love every minute of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's, I think a lot of times it's easy to get burnt out in this sport, because you do a lot of the same thing. You do a lot of being the bad guy in that position. So it's easy to kind of shoulder that and get to a point of being a little bit burnt out. And then you get those opportunities where it's like, okay, well, I've made a little bit of an impression with some of the bigger guys.
Right.
Now I can go travel maybe a little bit and do this. And so the goal is always to just get better
Right.
and get bigger with what we do.
Right.
And so, maybe one day I can make a full-time gig out of this. That'd be kind of the dream.
Well, I will say after the races, Mr. Don Leonard, the time and scoring guy, he does it for the Southern Super Series and some other series, and he travels doing it. That's his job now, since he's retired from his real job. Lucky Mr. Don.
I know.
And but anyway, he when he was talking to us at the end, he was kind of talking to you, but I was there too.
Yeah.
He gave me a lot of confidence because he's kind of got a point. I mean, you've got some younger people doing some roles like Tucker, Stop and Go, Mobile. But as far as like officiating goes, all these guys are 50, 55 plus.
Yeah, I think Nick's in his late 40s,
something like that.
And so he's one of
I grouped him in the 50. Sorry, Nick. I don't know.
I didn't want to round him up yet.
Yeah.
So, but he's one of the younger officials. And it's one of those things that's something I've kind of thought about for the last several years. With Mr. Dan and the problems he's had this year, unfortunately, health wise and everything. It's like these guys aren't going to be around forever.
Right.
And, even I'm sure they're going to want to retire at some point and
stay home for a little bit.
Not have to be at a racetrack sweating every weekend.
Right.
And so that's, we need officials, and we need youth in the sport, in the officiating side. It was a couple of years ago, some track posted a picture of their officiating staff, and there wasn't a person younger than 60.
Right.
And I shared it with you, and I was like, this is what I'm talking about as far as like why we, I think, are so vital in the sport.
Right. And
so it just, it's key that we get younger kids out there that, want to be involved and want to learn and want to grow.
Right.
And it's great. It's great to work on a race team. That's all well and good, but that seems to be where we lose a lot of our kids.
Yeah.
A lot of our officiating staff that are younger.
They want to be part of a team or driving a car.
Yeah. And so it's not that that's a bad thing by any means, but,
if you get to do it, kudos.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, but if you're not driving, if you just want to work on a race team, why not be a part of the track team? Not only do you get paid to get in, a lot of times you get fed.
Right.
You don't have to pay your way in.
Right.
There's a lot of benefits there.
Right.
And so we need more kids that are racers that know the sport that want to move into that officiating side.
Yeah. And just being passionate about it.
Yeah.
It goes back to just loving the sport and being a part of it.
Yeah. And we were talking with Andrew Johnson before they left off camera.
Right.
And, he was talking about, some people just don't have it. And I was like, that was me.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, yeah, but look at you now. Look at what you're still involved. And I was like, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I got very lucky that I got an opportunity, and, that's not lost on me.
Right.
And so I am always going to be appreciative of every opportunity, everything that we can do to make the sport better.
Yeah. I wish I could work at a racetrack on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they could all schedule out to where we could be at every one of them, because I would be there.
Oh yeah.
And just love the sport. Love to be able to do things we haven't done, like going to Montgomery this weekend.
Yep.
And being part of that crew. And I'm looking forward to the future, man.
Yeah, me too. It's hopefully the horizons are big.
Mm-hmm.
Don kind of talked like he was going to put in some good words for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those things that you got to seize every opportunity you get.
Right.
And I know I've said it a few times, but I'm just thankful for those opportunities.
Right.
I got an opportunity to spot Donnie Brusso's car several years ago because he saw how passionate I was about my dad's car.
Right.
And how much I worked on it with him and everything. And so that was an opportunity.
Right.
Then, just random phone call to come flag a race, and they saw my vision and stuff like that. I flagged half a season.
Right.
And then they bumped me to race director.
Right.
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's a huge step.
Right.
And it's one that, I probably was terrible that first year. I made a lot of mistakes. And
that's how you learn and grow.
Oh yeah. And it's one of those deals where I've shouldered every one of them. I've apologized to the people I need to. I've been held myself accountable.
Right.
That's another thing we need in this sport is accountability.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will not hold themselves accountable, and I'm one of the first people to admit whenever I mess up.
Right.
And, I mean, you've been there. I went and apologized to children about making bad calls because you never want to feel like the officiating staff's against you.
Right.
And it's very easy to get that thought in your head if you feel like a call went
in the wrong
way
way.
It shouldn't
Just
have.
period. Yeah.
And so accountability is key, and just seizing opportunities.
Yeah. Well, they say you miss 100% of the chances you don't take.
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully some more chances on the horizon for us. Real quick before we get going, this weekend's Mobile.
Yeah.
Mobile Speedway. You got 6 classes running.
Yeah.
Sprint cars. Sprint cars are back.
Yeah, sprint cars are back. Takes a little bit longer to push them off and all that stuff, but Dave Mater and the Sprint Car Series are doing big things. Yeah, excited for that. Racing back-to-back weeks at Mobile.
Yep.
Actually, they're racing 3 weeks in a row.
You are.
Yeah.
We won't be there on the 18th, unfortunately.
Right. But they're racing 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
The 25th, we'll be back here at Sunny South.
Yeah.
They were
double booked.
Yeah, unfortunately. And Sunny South has always been my main priority.
Yeah.
I've been race directing here for 6 years now.
Right.
I'm going on my 7th year of working here, but 6 years of race directing. And
right.
So I've always this has been my priority. Mobile understands that. They work with me on that for sure. They've always had Dan up until this year.
Right.
To where, I was a fill-in for Dan.
Right.
This year I've just kind of had to fill in for the most of the season.
Yeah.
And I think Jason's going to be in the tower that race.
I think so.
He's done it before. And they'll just have to do it with a fill-in scorer and fill-in flag person.
Yeah. Well, Eddie, if you're listening, and Abe and Andrew, let's get some schedules worked out.
Yeah.
Like we said, we want to work at a racetrack Friday night, Saturday.
Yeah. Let's start working on next year now.
Yeah. We can be at every racetrack.
Yeah, and some of this is rain makeup.
Yeah.
July 18th was a no schedule event for anybody. We talked to Abe and Andrew, got them to move our July 25th race to the 18th. Well, then whenever Mobile rescheduled for a rain night that night, they were like, all right, we're going to move it back. Everybody was kind of banking on the 25th anyway, so they moved it back. So we would have been scheduled on top of one another either way.
Yeah, either way.
And so this just kind of worked out to be later in the month.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, come out to Mobile International Speedway this weekend, see some amazing racing, some up-and-coming talent, and some previous SSR talent out there wheeling their race cars and doing what they love.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, just thank you again to everybody for the opportunity this weekend. It was incredible. Just a really great experience. Thank you, Nick and Stan and Don and John, the flag man, and that's about all the names I remember, unfortunately. And Mr. Bill, just everybody involved up there that was so welcoming.
Yeah.
And so appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you to Mr. Stan for giving me an opportunity to jump in and work that night too. So it was really cool. I was fully expected just to hang out in the tower and watch the racing and be a part of it. And he was like, "Man, we need to stop and go, man." I was like, "If you need any help,
yeah.
Well, I can do it. Let's do it."
Yep.
So
worked out.
Yeah, for sure. And if you get the chance to go check out a race at Montgomery Motor Speedway, go do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Very beautiful track.
Follow the Facebook page. They've got a lot of good media stuff going on. I shared one of their videos that Adam made.
Yep.
Really good video. Very patriotic racetrack. They line the front stretch wall with American flags before the race. Just a really cool racetrack.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for allowing us to do what we love to do and being part of racing and doing this podcast. This is why we do it, because we want to spread the word for everybody. We want to help as many people as we can and do what we can to grow the community.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So, but one of the ways you can help us do that is follow us on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube page. That's the main thing right now is the YouTube, because that's what we're focused on.
And if you clip one of our videos, we're fine with that.
Yep.
If you clip it and want to make a TikTok about us talking about you, something like that, tag us in it.
Yeah, tag us in it.
And we've seen a couple of them. None of y'all tagged us, so we just had to happen upon them. But if you do tag us, we'd appreciate that for sure. Just kind of get the word out about what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is 100% for the racers, the racing community.
Yep, the tracks that support it.
Yeah, we're not doing this because we're getting paid. We're not doing this to try and make a buck off this. We did this as a passion project to support local racing.
Yeah, and the drivers and everybody up and coming and who's been doing it forever.
Yeah,
we want to just get y'all's names out there, your sponsors, and everything else. So, again, thank you guys for being part of the From the Tower family. We love you guys, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Come